Welcome back to Let's Make a Game, a channel about making computer role-playing games using the free program Twine and the Sugarcube format for Twine. In this video, I would like to continue talking about the combat system which I introduced in my previous video, based on giving the player a choice of whether to attempt 1, 2, or 3 actions, and then that choice and random chance determining how many actions they get and whether their side keeps the initiative. So here we see basically the same program that we had in the previous video, although it has a couple of extra bits. As always, you can download this program from the itch.io link in the description of this video. The new things are, well, first of all, there's these new buttons. So as well as saying it's Nicodemus the Unready's turn to act, it gives the player 3 buttons to attempt 1, 2, or 3 activations. And secondly, for each character, as well as their name in the hover text, it has their activation chance. So Nicodemus has got 45%, so slightly lower than even chance, which means that if I were to attempt 1 activation, there'd be a 45% chance that I'd get 1 action, and a 55% chance that I would get 0 actions, in which case it would then be the next character's go. If I wanted to attempt more activations, well, I get more chances, and on average I'll get more actions, but I then run the risk of having 2 unsuccessful attempts at an action, in which case the initiative doesn't pass to the next character on this side, it actually goes straight to the other side. Everyone else loses their go. And so it's a risk. So let's just briefly look at how this works. I might attempt 1 activation, and in this case I get a failure, which will happen more than half the time. Let's say I really want Nicodemus to do something. He's got some spell that I think is going to work really well. Maybe he's got a spell that works well against undead creatures or something like that. I might attempt 2. Well, I got 2 failures. So that was the worst of both worlds. Not only do I not get to act, but because I've got 2 failures, the initiative would go straight to the other side with these 3 losing their go. Well, let's say I really need Nicodemus to go. These 3 can't do anything against this creature. So I give 3 goes. Well, in this case, I was very lucky. I got 2 successes and 1 failure. 1 failure doesn't matter. I would get to have 2 actions. So I don't want to go through how this display works line by line, because we've already done very similar displays in previous videos, and I don't want to repeat myself too much. But I do want to draw your attention to one thing, and that is that there are 5 characters, but if we look at the art folder, you might expect, well, there'll be 5 pictures for the 5 characters, but actually there's 16 graphics. Well, one of them is this frame one, which isn't used in the game. That was just used for me when I was creating these pictures to make sure they were all the same size and shape. But the other 15 are used. And the reason we have 3 pictures for each character is that we need to show visually whether they are the one that's acting, whether they've already acted, or whether they've yet to act. And it does say whose go it is up here, but you probably want a visual reminder that, yeah, this one's Nicodemus the Unready. And so we have 3 pictures to reflect those 3 states. We have one outlined in black, which is the yet to go one. We have one outlined in red, which is it's currently your go one. And we have one outlined in black again, but with a grayscale picture instead of a color one. And that is the has had the go picture. And we have that for each one. And we've also named them consistently. So for Nicodemus, we have PC1, PC standing for player character, of course. PC1A, which means PC1 when they're active, A for active. And then we have PC1D, and the D stands for done. So this is the graphic that will come when Nicodemus has had his go, and it's another player character's turn. And we do the same thing for PC2, PC3, PC4, and we would do it for PC5 if there was one, and so on. And we do the same for the enemies, except that instead of PC, standing for player character, we have NME, which of course stands for enemy. So enemy 1, enemy 1A, and enemy 1D. And if we had more than one enemy, well, we'd have enemy 2, etc., etc. And because we've named them consistently, it means that we can have a code, we can write code that can refer to any enemy or any player character. and it can ask to display a particular graphic, and that graphic will be there, and it will be the right one. PC any number D will always be the grayed out picture that indicates that that player character has had their go, for example. So that's about all we have time for today. In the next video, we'll start to look at the code. We'll look at the code for the display. Again, albeit not line by line, but an overview of that. And we'll also look at the code for the roles. But I will leave it there for now. I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.